Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newest edition of Dale Center NASCAR betting here on YouTube. I appreciate you guys coming back here. We had a good weekend last week, a good bounce back from a couple bad weekends, all thanks to Sam Mayer. Had a great Xfinity card, Cup card, not great. Cup qualifying killed me as usual. So never tell my Cup qualifying bets ever again. I can't win a pole bet to save my life. I'm glad I can inspire some confidence in you for Watkins Glen this weekend. Good start to this Friday in terms of what we've already bet. Took Corey Heim outright plus 350. He's on the pole for the truck race this afternoon. Took Christopher Bell max bet over Chris Buescher. As much as it pains my soul to bet against Chris Buescher, he's never been in a truck before. Fifth truck at ThorSport. They have been very lackluster at this track type over the past few years. Yeah, that line's not going to come back up unless they put Christopher Bell at minus 200. You're not going to see it again. So if you're in the Dale Club, congratulations. We got some good lines ahead of time. It doesn't mean we've guaranteed winners. I don't want to start this like, get on my high horse. Like, no. Pump the brakes. We got a long race. It's actually kind of short, but you get the point. I'm just happy because qualifying went best case scenario for the Craftsman Truck Series at Watkins Glen. So we still got to win. But I feel good about it with Corey Heim. Connor Zilich, I'm curious to see what he reopens at. I'm going to monitor as we're live here. I don't think the books are going to budge. He qualified 11th. He's got fuel pressure issues. I said this in the Discord. When Nice has gremlins early in practice and qualifying, it never bodes well. So I told the Discord, I'm probably not betting on Zilich today. Probably not happening because of my concern with some of the issues they were dealing with. It rarely works out when you see Nice have gremlins early in practice qualifying. You get like a 3-hour turnover until the green flag. So not what I'm excited about in terms of betting on Connor Zilich. And I still don't think the books are going to budge. I think you might see 2-1. I think you might see 2-1 for Connor Zilich. By the way, I just wasn't feeling like putting the suit on today. I'm in a good mood though. Like, I don't know, just feeling patriotic. Football season's around the corner. I've been watching some preseason football, so we're rolling with this. I rolled with it in the stream last night. It's not dirty. Don't go there. It's fine. It's still clean. We're wearing it for Dale Center. I wanted this to be out earlier. RIP, our oldest family dog, Susie, being put to sleep today. She's just out of it mentally, physically. It is her final day on this planet. So that's always sad. But the good news, if there is a good news behind it, the crew chief, Rocky, will officially be the oldest dog in our family. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I just try to find the positives in sadness because the world is meant to be sad as shit. Okay? It is. So let's bring a positive out of it. It sucks having dogs get put to sleep. I feel bad for my parents. But now the crew chief, Rocky, who is with me, is officially the oldest dog in our family. Continued domination from the crew chief after he bit part of my lip off this past weekend. Anyway, let's talk bets. We talked a little bit about trucks. Literally, speak of the devil. This is great timing. Trucks have just reloaded on BetMGM. Let me see. DraftKings, we know, takes forever. See, what did I just say? All right, BetMGM is reloaded. This is exactly what I said in the Discord. Not going to budge on Zilich. And Corey Heim is going to come. He's going to go down from plus 350, where we bet him this morning, probably to around 2-1. Guess what? Corey Heim 2-1, Zilich plus 125, still the outright favorite. There's just no way I'm betting that. No way. Bell has moved from 6-1 to 3-1. That's interesting. That's my only regret from this morning, is not taking Christopher Bell in the truck series at that 6-1 price. Like, I stared at it. It was available on DraftKings and FanDuel. My original idea was, okay, I'm gonna put like a unit on Bell to win the truck race, and then I'm gonna put 2 units or 2.5 units on Bell to beat Buescher. I got like this cold feet thing. I'm like, well, Zilich could go out there and smoke everybody. Corey Heim's gonna be good. Maybe let's just pump the brakes on the outright and allocate all the units and a little bit more to this head-to-head matchup against Buescher, because I just don't think Chris Buescher's gonna have it. And Chris Buescher is, oh my God. Chris Buescher is now 100 to 1 to win the truck race. Oh man. Wasn't he 6.5 to 1 all week? Holy shit, dude. Yeah. Anyway, so I allocated everything to Bell over Buescher. Chastain is reopened at 16 to 1. I kind of like that. He qualified well, didn't he? P7. You got 2 young guns that qualified 4th and 5th. Sammy Smith qualified 3rd. I'll never take him seriously until he proves me wrong in that number 7 truck. He's been the last 2 years he's been in that truck on a limited basis. He's been straight dog water, with all due respect. I am wearing the number 8. He's in the number 7 this weekend. But Chastain starting P7, 16 to 1. I got to think he's going to be in the top 4 after the first 5 laps. Never know. That could be a good play. No, especially if you took Heim already, like you're feeling pretty good. You've got some, if you tailed everything, you got some money on Bell as well. Maybe there's a route to take some Ross Chastain, who I believe I saw pre-practice, pre-qualifying, 11 to 1, 12 to 1, 10 to 1 range. Now 16 to 1. That is on BetMGM, who is reloaded. Odds. I'm going to check. ESPN Bet's typically pretty fast. I'm refreshing ESPN Bet and Bet Rivers on the Canby side. Nothing for ESPN Bet yet. For Canby, nothing yet. So BetMGM, really quick on the reload. Credit to them for that. I just really hate them right now because, you know, early in the year, I gave a lot of credit to BetMGM, right? If you've been watching Dale Center all year, if you've been in the Discord that you can join in the link in the profile, BetMGM has been a great alternative. Yeah, their app sucks. Their interface is just so bad compared to DraftKings, FanDuel, etc. But they've been great on offerings and pretty good lines throughout 2025. Now, they're just not even offering top 3s and top 5s. They don't offer top 3s and top 5s for Xfinity and trucks, it seems like every other week, maybe every week now, until post-qualifying. So they reload the top 3s and top 5s with like an hour to spare. So out of this entire week, you basically get 5 days of odds, right? We'll say 4 days of odds for Xfinity, 3 days of odds for trucks. Out of the 72 hours minimum that you get odds for the truck series, about 1 hour, maybe 1 hour, you have an opportunity to bet on top 3s and top 5s. It is bullshit. It is a ridiculous chokehold. I just don't. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating that ESPN Bet, which I don't even use, you know, I use it for 2 weeks and I get limited, you know, and I hardly even win anything. That ESPN Bet and DraftKings and maybe Hard Rock, which another book I can't really use unless I'm traveling, that's what we're limited to. It's insane. Bet Rivers, Canby don't post top 5s. They only post top 3s. So you get that every week from them, which is nice and consistent, but you do want the top 5s as well. And you don't get it. So just really frustrating how they treat this. But early look on the reload, which I want to look at some averages real quick, see if they have them up. Only going to get a decent 5-lap average. 10-lap average, only 3 drivers. 4 drivers ran. Corey Himes is definitely not accurate. But on the 5-lap average, Corey Heim about 0.2 better than Connor Zilich. Daniel Hemrick 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, Connor Mozak 5th, Gio 6th, William Sawalich 7th, Chandler Smith 8th. Andres Perez, 9th, and Ross Chastain, 10th in the 5-lap average, which 26 drivers put down a 5-lap average. Kyle Busch, one of the notable guys that didn't. Sammy Smith didn't. To me, that's not a good sign. That means they needed adjustments early, which is why they didn't put down a 5-lap average. Kyle Busch qualified 11th. What are his odds? KFB has moved. He was about 5-1, 6-1. He's still 6-1 on BetMGM, so not much movement there for Kyle Busch. That 07 truck for Spire, man, it's been like the redheaded stepchild of the family. I mean, that 07 truck has just not been good all year. I think Larson is the only driver who has won a race with it. Hey, Rocky, stop licking. No, sir. Hey, stop it. No. So I'm not interested in betting on Kyle Busch. They didn't qualify. Or did they qualify? They qualified 11th. Not terrible. Where did Sawalich qualify? 16th. He was 16-1 for a top 5 this morning. And I thought about betting it. I bet him for Xfinity. I'll get into Xfinity here shortly, but he looked good in practice, but he just has not fared well in this truck, which has been weird as... I mean, here's the thing about William Sawalich. He's going to be a big play for Xfinity this weekend, and I mean, he already is, and his line has moved a shit ton, which is unfortunate. But I have to say, you know, for what it's worth, William Sawalich, his best work, like super fast work, has been on the road courses in 2025. In Xfinity, 9th, 6th, and 3rd at the 3 road courses this year. That's Coda, Mexico, and 3rd at Sonoma. Oh, I'm missing Chicago Street, though. What did he do at Chicago Street? Chicago Street. Let's find out. He finished 37th. I think he was in a wreck, but he started 7th in that race. But when we saw his potential at Sonoma, and William Sawalich has run here in ARCA before, so he's got experience at this racetrack. He's getting extra track time with the truck race today. William Sawalich, man. I mean, even with that top 5 line being split in half, like 7-1, I think I would still bet that. Like, he's going to go out here and qualify well tomorrow. He's going to be a factor. I really believe that. I mean, Sonoma is crazy to me. We just can't let that go that he was 3rd. I mean, he was the next best guy behind Zilich and SVG. And I know Zilich and SVG are both in this race, or in the Xfinity race. They're both probably going to dominate. But in NASCAR, things just don't go right forever. Regardless of what the issue might be, whether it's a penalty, a driver-inflicted issue, a wreck, a mechanical problem, things just do not go right forever. So if Sawalich is that 3rd or 4th, 5th quickest guy in the Xfinity field, and issues happen to either a Zilich or an SVG or both, I mean, he is worth plays. I mean, I thought about it this morning too. I thought about laddering his top 3. I mean, betting all of it. I decided to put everything on the top 5, but he could be worth a top 5, a top 3, and an outright. And I took the outright at 100-1. So William Sawalich, keep an eye. Don't sleep on him. I think there's plenty of reasons based on his performance in 2025. Plenty of reasons to believe why he might be a factor on Saturday for the Xfinity race. Truck race, I'm not so sure. Let's see what DraftKings reloads. If they give like a 10-1 or better top 5 for him, could be worth a shot for trucks this afternoon. But we're going to be waiting. So I'm going to just full dive into Xfinity with the Sawalich Gateway. I placed quite a few bets. I bet everything on DraftKings this morning. I mean, everything. I've never walked out of the casino with that many slips. I felt kind of embarrassed. I'm not going to lie. I kind of felt like an addict. Just fucking like a fucking notebook of slips. And DraftKings, their betting slips in person are huge. Like, they're so unnecessarily long. So it was just a disaster. Like, I should have just brought a fucking scrapbook and threw him in there, but I didn't. Anyway, and maybe I could have contributed to DraftKings dropping lines this morning about, I don't know, 30 minutes. Nah, I don't know. 30 minutes after I left the casino. Anyway, for Xfinity, going all the dogs here, at least leading into practice and qualifying. I think the Zilich SVG prices are just too expensive at this particular time. So I went with Sam Mayer 22-1, Sheldon Creed 22-1. Those lines are still available on FanDuel. I went with Austin Hill 28-1 on DraftKings. That line is 30-1 on FanDuel, by the way. I just went ahead and bet it on DraftKings because I just had a random thought in my head, like, what if Hill finishes second and the winner gets DQ'd? Like, it could happen. Take it on DraftKings because of that. If you take it on FanDuel, Hill finishes second, it's done at the checkered flag. Post-race inspection is always a big topic in our betting world. So I just went ahead and took the 28-1. Not a big enough difference for me. 28-1 to 30-1. That line has moved on DK. Take it on FanDuel at 30-1 now, because on DraftKings, that line for Austin Hill is now 22-1. So now it's up to you if you say, well, I like that idea on the post-race inspection thing. 22-1 is good enough. I'll take it there instead of taking 30-1. That's a decent discrepancy for me. So I'd probably, I'd bet it on FanDuel at that price, but it's up to you. And then, as we said earlier, I took William Sawalich 100-1. His line on DK is now 65-1. So his FanDuel line still 100-1. So these lines are all still available if you want to bet them on FanDuel. If you want to bet them a little watered down, like Creed's 18-1, Mayer's 16-1, you're thinking about post-race inspection if one of these guys finishes P2, bet it on DraftKings. But FanDuel is the place right now for these best lines if you want to replicate what I have already bet. So how am I going to treat SVG and Connor Zilich? I don't know. I really don't know. If I had to pick between the two, I'd bet Zilich. The problem is even money and how this race was crazy last year, by the way, and it could be crazy again. DraftKings has plus 120. That's the best line that I've seen for Zilich. You get Michael McDowell in this race too. He's right underneath these guys. He's in a Colleague number 11, the Colleague number 11 car, because that's going to be, they released Josh Williams is going to be an all-star car every week. They're going to put somebody who can win in that car every single week. We saw Hocevar at Iowa, had a good run, but McDowell's a road course guy. Kind of curious to see how that's going to go. I'm not ready to bet on Michael McDowell yet. But Sam Mayer is a proven road course winner. Sheldon Creed has been close to winning on the road courses. I know I'm probably wasting my money. I'm an idiot. Go ahead. It's fine. And Austin Hill has had, I like the narrative behind Austin Hill. Come off the one race suspension. Feels like maybe there's a little more motivation to come out here, have a great run. And he's an underrated road course racer. I mean, he's challenged SVG before in this series. So, yeah, Austin Hill, if his top 5 was better than, like, his top 3, I'm looking at ESPN bet, top 3 at 6-1, top 5 at 3-1. DraftKings has his top 5 right now at plus 250. Not ready yet. When in doubt, don't. When in doubt, don't. So I'm kind of waiting on those, but I do have some top 5 bets that I did already plug, and they have had some pretty significant movement. Talked about William Sawalich. He's 7-1 top 5 right now on DraftKings, plus 750 on ESPN bet. I know the line's been split in half, and you can cry and moan about CLV if you don't follow the Dale Club, or subscribe to the Dale Club. I mean, link in my description below for that to see all the bets. But I mean, somehow I sit here and look at plus 750, and I still think it's worth it. Like, am I crazy? I still think it's worth it. So yeah, I took that earlier today at 11-1, and then I took Austin Green. He's an auto bet for a top 5. The way this guy, he always, if we can just have one race where that driver or that team doesn't have a mistake, he's gonna run top 5. This dude is crazy talented. I mean, at Mexico, I think it was Mexico or Sonoma. Yeah, it was Sonoma. Restarted like 33rd on the last restart, drove up to like 8th. I mean, holy shit, dude. And Jordan Anderson equipment is not bad. It's not terrible. But this isn't a fucking junior motorsports car here. I mean, the guy has been insanely impressive. If they just have one race where they don't fuck up, they'll be a top 5 guy. His line, still 22-1 for a top 5 on DraftKings. I would take that all day. Give me 18-1 or better for Austin Green. I'm on it. And I mean, you could argue too, like ESPN bet 12-1. Like, I might take that too. Like, would take that too, I should say. So, love Austin Green. The guy has proven himself over and over and over again. They just have to have a clean race in terms of mistake-free execution. So, I'm on that, and then I got one more. Kaz Grala, another guy that's a proven road course guy. Like, he's not a stud. He's been in and out of opportunities. He's kind of a reserve guy, it seems like. But he's back in a Sam Hunt racing car, which we've seen perform. It's been it's been a bad year for that 24 car, like that car that alternates drivers every week. It's been a bad year. Dean Thompson in the full-time 26 SHR car, sounds like Stuart Haas, Sam Hunt racing car, has had a pretty good year, but the other car has not. Kaz Grala was 70-1 for a top 5. I just put a nickel on it. Yeah, I mean, why not? Now that line is 35-1 on ESPN Bet, 30-1 on DraftKings. Same thing. I'd probably still put a nickel on it at that price. Just one of those deals. I knew the lines would move. They were a little too lucrative on the Xfinity side. So that's what I got for Xfinity. Gonna obviously practice and qualifying. Gonna keep a close eye. There's a chance I bet on Connor Zilic outright if it's plus 140 or better. We'll see what happens in practice and qualifying. As I reiterate, I don't know. Good shot he comes out here and wins the pole. Won this race last year in a crazy one. There's no telling, but don't expect a big rubber band of movement. Even if he has to go to the rear of the field, same with SVG, they're not going to care. They're not going to care. If there is any type of monitoring on the truck practice and qualifying, the fact that they had fuel pressure issues in a Nice truck, which has been notorious for issues like that throughout their entire existence. They qualify 11th. Corey Heim, the co-favorite, just dominates practice and qualifying, and they still don't move his line at all. Plus 125. That tells me they'll do the same thing for Xfinity. So there's a chance what you're looking at now for Xfinity is the best you're going to get. Which is unfortunate. I hate it. But it is what it is. Head-to-head matchup. I stared at Austin Hill over Justin Allgaier. I love that bet. Love it. I'm not guaranteeing to bet it. I didn't bet it. Will I bet it? I'm just not a big matchups guy because of how they turn, but you know, what am I saying? I bet heavy on a matchup for the truck race, but Austin Hill over Justin Allgaier, really like that bet. And I like Taylor Gray over Sammy Smith too. So those matchups on DraftKings, if you're a matchup guy, just want to give you some options. And that's what I got for Xfinity. It's a tough one to cap. I mean, some people just go all in on SVG and he wins. Some people just go all in on Connor Zilic. It really sucks that there's two of them. You know, it really sucks that there are two clear-cut, dominating road course guys. It just makes the Xfinity series on the road courses more frustrating to bet on, because if you don't pick one of them and you're scared to bet them because of how expensive they are, you're kind of in a position from the jump that you're rooting for chaos. And that's not a comfortable position to be in, which is why on these outright guys, bet small, you'll get a good payout if chaos does happen and one of them wins. And let's go heavier on the top fives, guys that are proven road course guys that can beat the regulars. Sawalich has been so impressive at these road courses. Austin Green, can't say enough about what he's done. And then Kaz Grala is just kind of that flyer bet. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in practice and qualifying. And obviously, if you subscribe to the Dale Club over on dubclub.win, you will see all of the bets for the entire weekend. And then Cup. Let's talk about the Cup race. It's going to be a fun weekend, man. This truck race is so stacked. I originally was like, I'm probably not going to bet a lot. And then I'm like, the opportunities are there, man. I just, if my mind clicks and views it as an opportunity, then I'll flip on that mindset. To me, opportunity, big time. But it's going to be a fun race. It's a star-studded field. I'm really excited for this afternoon for the Craftsman Truck Series, whether you're betting or not. But let's talk about the Cup Series. Early in the week, as I love to talk about, Zane Smith, top 10, opened at 17-1. Top 10 odds were great, per usual on FanDuel. Gilliland was like 14-1 or 13-1. And those lines got hammered. I just could not catch it in time to go bet, but I definitely would have bet on Zane Smith at that price. I mean, he ran top 10 here last year. He's a good road course racer, and his results in 2025 just have not reflected that. So you just got to think at some point it will balance out a little bit, and top 10 would balance that out. And I think he's more than capable of it, even in front row equipment. So congrats if you got in on that. If you're looking at top 10 odds now, Zane Smith is now 8-1. Todd Gilliland 7-1. Oh God. And that's the best you're going to get at this time. I think you might as well wait. I think you might as well wait on that. Anyway, I had a lot of uncertain, doubtful thoughts about what direction I wanted to go in for Cup. So I plugged one bet, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Ty Gibbs outright to win at Watkins Glen at 25-1. I would bet 20. I'd bet down to 20-1, by the way. I would bet down to 20-1 for Ty Gibbs. I mean, similar to what I'm talking about with William Sawalich. Ty Gibbs, his best results all year long have been where? On the road courses. I mean, I just think back to Mexico. You know, Sonoma, he hasn't been great at over the years, but gets top 10. But I think back to Mexico. I mean, he had SVG on the ropes at Mexico. And one bad caution costed them a shot at the win. So I just think about the raw speed that Ty Gibbs has had at this track type. And it just feels like a no-brainer to put a little bit on it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it just kind of feels like a Chase Elliott 2018 moment happening this weekend. That's what it feels like to me. Like, it's not all about the stats. Sometimes it's about the gut. Sometimes it's about the narrative. And if you can get Ty Gibbs 20-1 or better, I would take it right now. I would take it right now. As far as anybody else, once again, we're kind of in a stranglehold with SVG and Connor Zilich. I thought about taking William Byron because William Byron, when he gets hot, like he goes in spurts. Like, he piles them up for a few weeks, then he cools down for a while. Sometimes you don't even see him again, and then he'll do it again. Like, Byron at 18-1, like right in that range with Ty Gibbs. I mean, to me, that is, and that was on ESPN Bet. I'm scanning everywhere else now. 16-1, I bet Rivers, absolutely. Bet MGM, let me refresh. Still no props for trucks, only looking at outrights. No significant line movement. Chastain is still 16-1 at this time. To the Cup race. 16-1 on BetMGM. I mean, yeah, getting Byron at 16-1 or better, I think he's a good bet. Once again, I can't win a fucking pole bet to save my life, but if there's one guy that kind of looked at took a double take when I looked at the qualifying odds. Benjamin Bill, for sure. Benjamin Bill. 14-1 to win the poll, ladies and gentlemen. And the Discord always wants my hypothetical. Like I fucking suck at qualifying. I can't win. Why do you want any advice from me on that? They ask every week. I mean, look at me. Do I look like I can win a qualifying bet right now? But everybody asks for my hypothetical card, and when I say everybody, I mean like 4 people. So if I had to give one, a hypothetical betting card, William Byron, and this is for qualifying. William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe. That's 3 guys right there for the poll. Ross Chastain, who won the poll in this race last year, and then Carson Hocevar at 22-1. Chase Briscoe's 9-1. Everybody else is 11-1 or better. That would be my 5 guys for the poll. Briscoe, Byron, Hocevar, Reddick, Chastain. If I had a qualifying betting card, that's probably what it would look like. So keep that in mind. Every time I give hypotheticals, they win, by the way. Like when I don't actually put my money on them and I tell you guys I'm not putting my money on it, when I say treat it as a what if, like this is what I would do, they win every time. So Briscoe at 9-1 is crazy. Like he's been good at qualifying at every track type. I mean, that car is just dialed in, and that driver is dialed in on single lap speed. Like, why would it be any different this weekend? I think 9-1 for Chase Briscoe with the run that he's been on is pretty crazy. And Byron with the momentum, crazy at 14-1. I think there is some value for qualifying. And I might talk myself into betting on it, which means we'll all lose. But let's just get away from that conversation. Back to the Cup race. I'm not sure what to expect here, but when you see a lot of these, when you see these Hendrick guys all cheaper than 10-1, really tempting. I mean, Chase Elliott's been great here. I know last year didn't really work out. Should have won here in 2022 in the Gen 7. But when I see Byron at the price we talked about, 16-1, 18-1 range, and Chase Elliott, 14-1, 15-1, 18-1. Hold on, let me get a clarity on his price. Yeah, he's around 14-1, just about everywhere. 16-1 on BetMGM. You know, it is pretty tempting to bet those outrights. And I don't practice and qualifying is, I don't know, because, you know, Chris Buescher won from the 24th starting position last year. If it's a wacky race, there's no telling what's going to happen. But I hate to sit here and be like, I don't have a lot for you on Cup, but I just don't. Like, I just don't have a lot for you on Cup. I mean, I gave some qualifying leans, but Chastain being around the 30-1 range was tempting. Just because he qualified up front here last year, led a bunch of laps. He's in the Trackhouse camp with SVG and Connor Zilic. Has to be helpful, right? That has to be helpful in some capacity. So I do kind of believe in that potential bleed over from the organization. And then, you know, even the top Ford lines just suck, dude. I do feel like top Ford is a toss-up, though. So I would go... For top Ford, I'd go... I mean, Buescher, I'm looking at DraftKings plus 165. Too expensive. They have just been limping throughout the entire summer, the Chris Buescher team. Top Ford, I'd go Priest, Cindric, Zane Smith. Honestly, let me see if BetMGM has them. They do not. Fuck you. Yeah, Priest, Cindric, Zane Smith. Those would be my top Ford plays. Priest plus 450, Cindric plus 750, Zane Smith 25-1. I like that. I think top Ford is kind of a toss-up. This has been a terrible track for Ryan Blaney. Joey Logano's been kind of hot and cold here. Buescher won here last year, obviously, but I think he had another top 10, and then everything else has not been great in terms of his career at Watkins Glen. Top Toyota lines are terrible. Yeah. Maybe Austin Cindric is the guy to look at. What is his top 10? Best top 10 line plus 280. That would be on FanDuel. Maybe Cindric would be a guy to look at in terms of props. Cindric top 5. Is there a 10-1 top 5 we can find? Yes. 10-1 top 5 on FanDuel. I like that. Priest top 5, 10-1 on FanDuel. I like that too. Ryan Priest has just been so, I mean, he's just been so steady, man. Just walks straight into top 10s, top 5s. Like, they had a fucking piece of shit car last week. End up finishing 4th, like, or 5th. They saved our betting card last week from complete disaster with the top 5. Ryan Priest has been so reliable, dude. God, he's been reliable. So yeah, I kind of like his 10-1 top 5. Kind of like that. What is his top 10 on FanDuel? And they're gonna lay 3-1 on Priest again. I mean, he has just been so reliable. How do you not bet it? Those are good leans. You want some emphasis drivers? Yeah, I'm on Ty Gibbs. Feels like a flyer bet. Feels like a narrative play. A little bit of analytics behind it. He's been good enough to be bet at 20-1 or better. But Austin Cindric, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold on the road courses. I don't like Cindric's top 10, but you never know. I mean, he's got the potential to just fly out of the gate and be pretty good, be pretty quick. So, and then Ryan Priest, 3-1 top 10, 10-1 top 5. I mean, it just feels like I say this every week, but how often does it cash? It's crazy. So yeah, Cindric, Priest could be some emphasis plays before practice and qualifying. So yeah, keep that in mind. I keep refreshing. I'd like to see Trucks if they can drop a top 5 prop anywhere. Just doesn't look like it's gonna happen. All right, ESPN Bet has Trucks. Let's see what they look like. We got about 2 hours. All right, their odds look okay. ESPN Bet has Zillage at plus 175 and Bell at plus 400, 4-1. That's bettable. Everything else, Chastain 16-1. They have matchups. Not interested in any of those. They don't have any top 3s or top 5s yet, and I'm not sure if ESPN is going to reload them or not. Nothing really notable here. Chastain 16-1 there as well, so you've got options on that 16-1 price that we like. I'm gonna check Canby real quick one more time, and then we're gonna make some parlays. Nope, nothing for Trucks. I'll refresh DraftKings one more time. Nothing. All right, let's make a parlay. All right. By the way, don't forget, we've got new. That's me. That's my face. The Only Dales on Kick. That's our followers, our subscribers over on Kick on the iRacing streams. New shakers. I'll put that link in the bio. Use promo code Dale to get 10% off after clicking that link. Our partners at Advanced have created this for us. Get yours today. State-of-the-art technology keeps your drink cold for up to 30 hours, and it can keep it warm up to 12 hours. It's pretty fucking nice. We're just being honest. Looks really good. You can buy it in red or black. Cheers to that. Shout out to advanced.gg. Use promo code Dale to get 10% off. Okay. Let me get a tear off real quick so I can see what I'm looking at. We're making a parlay for the weekend. Don't forget IndyCar's at Portland. That can be a fun race. Manufacturer parlays. Look at this. Tell you what, I do not hate that. 125 to 1. Denny Hamlin finished second here a couple years ago. I mean, Denny has proven he can run Watkins Glen competitively. 125 to 1 for that? That is... Hold on. We're going to test and see. We're going to compare that line to DraftKings. If you took a Priest top Toyota and a Denny top Toyota, that would be 54 to 1 on DraftKings. You see that? Priest top Ford, Denny top Toyota would be 54 to 1 on DraftKings. We take that on BetMGM and it's 125 to 1. I'm probably going to bet that, guys. I'm not kidding. I'm probably going to bet that. That feels pretty possible for a 125 to 1. BetMGM is really good about bonus bets, so I might, if I go up there tomorrow or tonight, log in, maybe I'll have a bonus bet to throw on that. I'll still count it as my normal unit, though. I don't play around with, like, if I get a bonus bet, I still allocate it as, like, my unit, right? Like 0.2 units, 0.4 units. I don't get complicated and like, oh, well, this bet I used a bonus bet, so I didn't put my own money on it. Like, fuck it, dude. Doesn't matter. Because that's what I would put on it if I didn't have a bonus bet. So anyway, we're making a parlay. Where do we start with Cup? Let's go. Hold on. Let's figure something out here. First, let's go back. Let's go back. Motorsport. I just want to see if the IndyCar race has positional props. World? What the fuck? IndyCar Racing League. The IRL. Nope, they don't have positional props. Only outright. Okay. So forget this. That's so funny. It's under World? What the fuck? Okay, we're going back to DraftKings to make our parlay. DraftKings also does not have positional props. So dumb. But I have a feeling Penske's going to win this weekend. So I'm going to take Scott McLaughlin. If you get podium odds, I think my favorite bet in IndyCar, I'm not an IndyCar betting expert. I suck at it, even though I watch it every week. Scotty Mac, podium would be a play that I would like. Anyway, we're going to take the 9 to 1. That will be our first leg. Our next leg, Ty Gibbs top 10 is a good price on here. Oh, it was a good price. Oh my God, it was plus 110 this morning. Shit. Sorry, guys. I contributed to that movement. That sucks. Top 10 bet. Top 10 bet. Who do we want for a top 10 bet? Am I crazy? Minus 200? Yeah, let's do it. Fuck them. I'm gonna look at top fives real quick. Remember William Byron? He gets hot in sprees. Doesn't matter what the track type is. He gets hot in sprees. We could take his top 5. I don't know. That's fine. It's gonna be a 4-legger, so there's gonna be enough of a multiplier here that is gonna make it a good parlay. Okay, top 5 here in Xfinity. Austin Hill gonna have a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna have a good weekend. What are we missing? We're missing trucks. And we don't have truck odds, you motherfucker. This is why I want to do it on MGM. All right, let's do it on MGM because we want trucks to be included. So Scotty Mac plus 950, get a little bit better line. Oh shit. God. I've hit my quota for curse words, I think, on this episode. NASCAR, click it. What the fuck? What are we doing? I'm clicking it. No, 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 no. NASCAR. God, so fucking complicated. Okay. Trucks, we'd have to take an outright. Corey Haim's just way better than these guys. Come on, man. We'll take Haim. I'd like to do a Haim top 3, but it's going to be like minus 200 whenever they reload it. If they reload it. This is what makes me so mad about BetMGM. Forget the parlay for a second. Like, we're begging. We are begging. The community is dying for top 5s and top 3 lines. And this is the shit you give us? Van Gisbergen finishing position. Like, who the fuck bets this? Like, you're just a cock, dude. Whoever made that is a cock because they're like, let's make something they're never gonna bet. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Like, give us top 3s and top 5s for the whole field. And you lay this shit on our faces? I mean, who the fuck's gonna bet that? Yeah, let me put the retirement fund. Let me put the fucking 401k. SVG minus 2,500. I hope it doesn't hit now because of that. God. All right, let's just do Zilich outright. That's a 56-1 parlay at this particular time. And then it's top 10 bet. Byron 165. There you go. There's your parlay. You happy? You want me to get the fuck out of the way? There you go. Scotty Mac outright or podium. Corey Haim outright or podium. Connor Zilich outright or podium, maybe. In trucks or in Xfinity, sorry. And then in Cup, Byron top 10. 91-1. Man, I kind of like that. I might bet that. Anyway, that's my parlay. Good luck. Hopefully it won't be like the Coke 600 again. If you know, you know. Anyway, that's kind of what I got here, and that's what we're going to roll with. So, good luck. All right, guys. Don't forget, check out Grid Rival. Click the link in my profile to get a 100% deposit matching bonus up to $100 with promo code DALE. Grid Rival picks game. Really fun. I've won a lot of money off it this year. Good alternative to the betting stuff. You can do Cup, Xfinity, trucks, IndyCar, Formula One. It's fantasy made for racing fans. So check that out. Once again, our friends at advanced.gg have created this for us. Looks great. Check that out. Use promo code DALE to get 10% off of your DT Ice Shaker today. And then join the Dub Club. The Dale Club over at dubclub.win, who I've teamed up with for all of 2025 for winning NASCAR bets. What are we right now? 80 something units in the green. Probably 70 of those are Xfinity. We've dominated Xfinity. If I can tell you anything, you don't want to tail trucks. I'm not telling you not to tail trucks, by the way. If you see my results, I'm like 6 units in the green on trucks. If you don't want to tail that, that's fine. Cup. On Cup races, I think we're 18, 17, 16 units in the green. Yeah, it's all right. Needs to be better, but it's been up and down. Cup qualifying, definitely don't fucking tail that. But Xfinity, I don't think there's anybody better than me right now. In 2025, in terms of cap in the Xfinity series, there's not anybody better. There's not. There's plenty of people that are better in Cup right now. There's plenty of people that are better in trucks right now. There is nobody even close to my level. With all due respect, respectfully, there's nobody even close to my level in Xfinity right now. So if you want to tail something, I always recommend and tail all of it because I'm confident and I believe we'll be out in the green or we'll continue to grow that green for the rest of 2025 and everything, because this is about the time last year when we got really, really hot. Ended the year up 111 units between all three national series, and it was like split pretty well. Trucks was not great, but Cup and Xfinity, it wasn't lopsided like it is this year, where the vast majority of my winnings have been in Xfinity, right? So this is typically a good time of the year for me, leading into the playoffs, into the championship, etc. I encourage you to tail everything, but if there's one thing you definitely should tail and do not miss out on, it is the Xfinity bets. So that's what I got. Click that link to subscribe. It's $8 a month. It's very cheap. I think there's a deal you can do where you can get half off or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm just here so I don't get fined. No. No. Real original, I know. Anyway, thanks guys. Enjoy your weekend. We're gonna do watch parties over on kick.com/DaleTanart. That is my live stream platform. If you want to join us, sweat some bets. I'll be live this afternoon for the truck race, and I might be live for all three races. So watch parties are inbound throughout the weekend. Check that out as well. And enjoy the weekend. It's going to be a fun time. If you're going to the race, I hope you guys have a great time out there in Watkins Glen. It's on my bucket list, but I'll be enjoying it watching at home in the undisputed heart of America, the great state of Mississippi.